subject line for this one: need help getting comfortable and learning to adapt to a new environment.
Go on.
What's funny about that?
Nothing.
You think he's come to the right place. I'm a few months. Do you reckon if post coitus with a willing and enthusiastic female participant at the end of a blowjob, you said, "Oh, it looks like I've come on the right face," that would be appreciated or not? Anyway, hey mate, I'm a few months into a graduate role at a large non-profit that has pretty wide reach and does something genuinely positive, setting standards across different areas. I know it doesn't sound that exciting, and to be honest, most of my friends have said it's the most boring job they can imagine. I think that started to get in my head a bit, and now I'm second guessing whether I made the right choice. That said, I do feel like working in a commercial role within this kind of organization suits me more than doing commercial work in a big corporation. The main issue is, about 3 months in, I just don't feel comfortable. I'm constantly second guessing myself whether my work is good enough or whether people in my team actually like me. Part of that comes from the fact that I'll finish my work, ask for more, and then get told I'll think about it and get back to you, but then nothing really comes of it. It's frustrating. What's confusing is that when I speak to my manager in our one-on-ones, he says I'm doing well and says there aren't any problems with my work. I've also asked if I can take on more or sit in meetings for exposure, and I'm usually told it shouldn't be an issue, but again, nothing happens even when I follow up. There's been a few moments also where people assume that I was in meetings or part of discussions that I was never invited to. When I say that I was not aware of them, their response is usually, "Oh, I thought you were." And even when I say I'd like to be included, it doesn't seem to change anything. I think part of the challenge is that I'm naturally quite introverted and tend to keep to myself. I'll chat when people talk to me and contribute when needed, but I'm also perfectly happy just getting on with my work quietly, listening to music. I've wondered if that might be affecting how people perceive me or how included I am. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is how to get more comfortable in this situation. The grad scheme means I'll rotate around the company for a year or two, but I will likely end up back in this team long term if I stay. Right now, that thought makes me uneasy. I've tried talking to friends about it, but they mostly just focus on the job sounding boring or say, "That sucks," which isn't helpful. Classic male friendship. "I'm going to kill myself." Yeah, dude, that sounds tough. Anyway,
Boring.
Get on the game.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to hear any advice on how to handle this, or whether this is just something that comes with being new in a role like this. Sounds like you're in some sort of corporate office jobs. Those things, they erode your soul and they make you feel useless and like you're running on a hamster wheel doing nothing. I've felt like that as well. I can definitely say, almost certainly, the reason why you feel excluded and not part of the team is because you're listening to music. Get those headphones off. No one's going to talk to you if you're wearing headphones. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you want from a job or outside. You know, like, yeah, the busier you look and the less approachable you look, that will work. So if you just have headphones on and you're just doing your work and other people are like talking to each other, yeah, I'm not going to interrupt the guy who's wearing headphones, you know? That's why people wear headphones when they leave the house, if they don't want to talk to people. But also, it kind of sounds like you don't know what you want in this job. I think it sounds like you just want to feel wanted and needed. You're not going to get that from a job. You're only going to get that from creating something of personal value outside of your job. Like, is this job your dream job? If it is, you're probably not going to feel like this. If it isn't, you got to figure out what you can do outside of that job that brings you joy and makes you feel like you're actually creating something. I think that's especially with men, that's a hugely important thing, because we're not amazing like women. We can't make children. We have to make things and achieve stuff, and whether that's a painting or getting good at a video game or whatever, like we have to fucking do that. And if you're not doing that, you're going to get sad. To me, it just sounds like the woes of having your first full-time job.
Yeah, I've never worked a corporate job
but I think I'm going to say similar to what you said of that you also just have, if you want opportunities, you have to remind people that you're there.
Yes.
Being, I imagine, at your desk and doing the work is not reminding people that you're there.
No, that's a really contradictory and frustrating thing, especially about office jobs, is the person who who has the most utility is not the person that's going to get promoted, and is not the person that's going to get invited onto other things. If you just sit there and if you're coding or whatever, and you're just fucking coding and coding and coding, and you're the best coder, that's all you're ever going to be. Is you're just going to be the guy that fucking fixes the bug or gets added to the difficult, boring project because you code.
You got to be in the lunchroom making people laugh.
Yeah, you do. Like people would much rather promote the person that they enjoy being around. You have to strike the balance between obviously not slacking off. I think and this goes for like being a human being. It's not just at work. You just have to appear useful. You have to see other people's needs and proactively relieve them of needs. Like here's one that I did. There was a musician that I really liked.
Coldplay.
And no, way less successful. Musician that I really liked, and
Split Ends.
It was Split Ends, and I got invited backstage in the Split Ends.
Was this true?
This is true. No, it's not Split Ends, but this is a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So musician that I really liked, I got invited backstage, did not know the musician, knew someone who knew the musician. They're doing their show. They finished their show. I've never spoken to this guy in my life. He finishes his show. He's exhausted and he's lying down on the floor. Everyone crowds him, just talking at him. All these people who just want a piece of his time. I see the dude. I run and I get a bottle of water and I give it to him. And he looks at me and goes, "Thank you so much." And when they became a lot more successful and their backstage went from like 100 people to 15, I was one of the 15. Nice. From not being a fucking weirdo and just seeing a need. And it wasn't like I tried to make the show better or tried to do the show's job or got in their face. It's like little acts of care like that, of seeing something and just making, it's not even doing things for people. It's like learning how to make someone's life slightly easier in a kind of trivial way. That's how you really make impressions on people. And that's like, yeah, someone's exhausted, you get them some water. That's showing up on time to things. That's responding promptly to emails or picking up the phone. Like, it's the way that you actually get ahead and get remembered. It's actually not grand gestures. It's consistently applied small caring things that's what makes people remember you. It's like everything is like trying to get a girlfriend or pick up a girl. Like if you show up at someone's doorstep with flowers and chocolate and a Lamborghini and money, they're going to be like, "Whoa, this is fucking weird." But if you just go, "Hey, I noticed that you put a lot of effort into your nails. They look nice." They'll go, "Whoa, that's amazing." And like one gesture is so much bigger and nicer and would change their life way more, but it's not going to be remembered like,
yeah,
"Oh man, you told me this yesterday. I remember that."
Yeah. I have
And you can't do that if you've got headphones on. You can't you can't hear someone talk about the movie that they saw last week and they'd be like, "Oh, I haven't seen that. Is it good?"
Yeah, you need to be good hang.
Yeah.
But I've also never worked in a corporate, so I don't know. My thought, and feel free to take this or leave it, if you want to be noticed, be really bad for a long time. Get on your second warning and then turn it around.
Also,
and then be really, really good.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. That would be my advice. And also get new friends. Especially as a man, if you open up to your male friends and Here's the thing. People don't need to be good at making you feel better. But if they can't even attempt it, you should not be friends with them. Like if someone can't poorly comfort you, like attempt to comfort you and it doesn't work, they'll at least be able to be your friend eventually because they'll be able to figure out what you need. But so often, especially with dudes, oh, this terrible thing's happened. My mum died. Oh, that's bad. That makes me feel bad. I don't want to talk about it. Like that happens so much with men, and you just can't be friends with those people. So it sounds like you need to get new mates. But yeah, I wouldn't, if this job isn't your dream job, I wouldn't be too perturbed by, great job, you finished the task. We don't have any more work for you yet. I wouldn't be upset by that at all. I'd actually be like, cool, I can figure out my hobby that I've been thinking about or whatever.